Can you please, our Facebook's not loading correctly, can you please start our Facebook event? No, start my Facebook event. Create one, go to our Cloud Mix, NPLW2, start sending it live on Facebook, please. Cool, thank you. See ya. Do you want to keep it off? Yeah, that's Alright, good luck.
Cheers, mate. I got a preview for YouTube from Climax.
Alright, we've got a feed from YouTube Climax. We're still running on that. Wonderful. List events. NPLW2. Right, move this camera over.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to a quite blustery Heath Park. It's round of National Premier League's women's Queensland competition. And we have a real treat in store for you today. Eastern Suburbs hosting Gold Coast United. Two teams who could be on the cusp of making that top four. Gold Coast United, of course, did make the top four last year. Eastern Suburbs hoping to join them. Both teams have recruited well, and both teams have got plenty to play for. It's a long season though. Be interesting to see how they all come together. Simon Smale with you on the microphone today at the incredibly picturesque Heath Park. You can see a beautiful vista of the city just in front of where the grandstand is. So the two teams line up and make their introductions to each other. We'll just run you quickly through the teams, starting with the hosts, Eastern Suburbs, coached of course by Michael Cook. Will line up as thus, with Holly van der Zee, an off-season recruit from the Western Pride, in goal. Janessa Fowler in front of her, an American from Montana University on debut. Tessa Andujar from California, another debutant. She's wearing the number 4 shirt. Number 6, Kate Muscat. Number 7, Lauren Askin. Number 8, Anika Coyne. Number 11, the captain, Lorena Maggio. Number 12, Jessica Gibson. Number 14, Arina Tokunaga. Number 23, Georgina Amos. And number 26, Kao Oshima, another debutant. A few debutants in there as the Eastern Suburbs team in their orange shirts just head into their huddle, where they'll be joined by their captain, Lorena Maggio. Gold Coast United, coached by Alex Bundalo. They'll line up with a debutant in goal, Cass Safina, of course, a double-winning goalkeeper at Lions last season. She's made the switch down the coast to where it all started for her. We'll talk more about that as the game progresses. And in front of her will be number 2, captain Eloise Fryer. Number 3, Momo Hayashi, returning from last year. Number 6, Anissa Doyle. Number 7, Rika Tano. Number 8, Kristen McGilvray. Number 10, Deanna Thompson. Number 11, Paige Taylor. Number 16, Jade Lowe. Debutant number 17, Bella Habuda. And number 18, Joy Forsyth. An enthusiastic cry of encouragement from both teams. And it looks like we'll get underway fairly promptly here, just a couple of minutes after the scheduled time. National Premier League's Queensland women's competition, every single game live streamed this season. And this match of the round, Gold Coast United in the yellow, kicking things off against the host Eastern Suburbs, and it's Momo Hayashi who launches that ball forward towards Deanna Thompson, who keeps it in play and goes up against Anika Coyne, who does well to force the corner straight onto the front foot, Gold Coast United. And you'd expect that. Gold Coast United have high hopes. They had an incredibly impressive finish to last season. They beat Capella Bar twice, Moreton Bay United, drew with Lions twice really, lost to the eventual champions on penalties in the semi-finals 4-2. It was heartbreaking for Gold Coast United as the ball comes flying in. Oh, we could have an early opportunity here. It was Eloise Fry who had the shot after initially Momo Hayashi just got her head to that corner, and worrying signs already for Eastern Suburbs. Holly van der Zee called upon early. Right up the other end, that was a neat touch from Andujar, the Californian. Unable to make it count, and Momo Hayashi is back there, and she'll go all the way back to Casafina, who's my signing of the season actually. You underestimate how important goalkeepers are at any level of football, but you just get a sense that with that extra stability at the back, Gold Coast United could be very, very dangerous this season to that established top 2, as Holly van der Zee has to be alert to clear that ball off the feet of the Gold Coast United striker. Here's Dee Thompson. Lovely turn from Thompson, takes her away from Coyne. Coyne still under pressure. The cross was good though. Paige Taylor lurking and waiting. She scored against Easts last season, did Paige Taylor, in the 2-2 draw in round 14. Almost had one there as well, but here come East. End-to-end stuff as Askin gets the ball to Amos. Amos is going to have a long-range shot. It's going to have to be a little bit better than that to beat Casafina. It just floated nicely into the palms of the Gold Coast United shot stopper. Bright start from both teams. It's what we expected. It's An eye-catching match to kick off this National Premier League's Queensland women's competition. Plenty of other interesting matches as well. Deanna Thompson doesn't quite keep that ball in over on the far side in front of the admittedly sparsely populated grandstand. People will trickle in, you'd expect, over the next couple of hours. Two men's teams for these respective clubs going to do battle at 7 o'clock, but at the moment the women have centre stage, and Thompson does keep the ball in on that occasion. Lovely touch there. Fired in the cross though, a little bit too enthusiastically, and it's picked off by the Eastern Suburbs defence, but it was a lovely touch there from Bella Habuda, Canadian from Ontario. Here's Kitano. Kitano's going to have a dig here. It's an ambitious effort, cross the face of the goal, and Holly van der Zee would have been nervous then as that ball dipped towards that far top corner. Should have been very happy to see it fall just wide. Habuda putting the pressure on van der Zee. It's a good start from Habuda. And now McGilvray, the 26-year-old, puts her captain Eloise Fryer under a bit of pressure, and here's an opportunity for East all of a sudden, capitalising on that mistake. Gibson might have been offside, or at least was perilously close to being offside. Casafina well out though to snuff out the danger. It's good stuff from Eastern Suburbs, just turning defence into attack. Just shows any mistake, any turnover could be very vital. And speaking of turners, there's another one. Paige Taylor just got her foot in there, but it's well recovered by Eastern Suburbs. Here's Muscat. It's pumped forward by Maggio. Gold Coast do well. Louise Fryer goes back to Hayashi. A little bit of space over on that far side of the field. There's space in the middle as well, but instead the ball forward, straight into the hands of van der Zee from McGilvray. Askin wins the throw-in. Good pressure from Taylor. Have a fantastic view here at Heath Park, looking right down on the action. Almost on top of Lauren Askin's head there. She took the throw-in. Didn't have too many options though, and it's Gold Coast United who have the ball now. Here's Kitano. Space opening up ahead of her. It's a shot, and it's a decent shot from Kitano. Had 11 goals last season, the Japanese. Unable to open her account there, but had opened up for her. It was a little bit too narrow, I think, from Gold Coast United. McGilvray was pleading for a pass out wide, but she wasn't really any further wide from the edge of the penalty area, so Kitano deciding to just take it upon herself. That's a heavy touch, but it's worked out all right for Tokungaga. Louise Fryer back to Zafina, and Zafina goes safety first. It'll be an Eastern Suburbs throw-in. Just in front of that Gold Coast United bench, occupied by Alex Bundalo, who was assistant to Craig Midgley last season. Free kick given over on that far side of the field. Those fans of the NSL will remember him, made over 180 appearances in the old National Soccer League for Wollongong and Apia Leichhardt. Even played in the Junior Youth World Championships with Ange Postecoglou in 1985. It's defended well, but Easts are going to have another opportunity to get that ball in. It was left by Deanna Thompson, and Andahar tried to conjure something out of nothing and could only deliver the ball straight to the foot of Casafina, who coolly and calmly waits before attracting Kate Muscat, delivering the ball upfield. Good bit of contact there. Habuda just getting a little bit of an introduction from Kaho Oshima, the two debutants for those respective sides. do wonder whether Bella Habudu is just feeling that a little bit, the 23-year-old. As Andujar rather catches Forsyth napping there and gets a cross in. It's defended well. Eloise Fry can't get it too clear though, and it's still there for Eastern Suburbs. Here's Janessa Fowler. Tokunaga. Tokunaga's going to receive the ball back from Amos, looking for an option. That option was Oshima, but she was closed down quickly by Deanna Thompson, who was just ready to pounce. Northern Rivers product from Mullumbimby. Ex-Souths player, of course. Was for a handball. It was inconsequential, says our Total Tools referee, and so off we go now up the field. It was a poor pass from Nessa Doyle. Could see the frustration on Bella Habuda's face. Played inside that time by Coyne. Nothing doing. It'll be Casafina's ball. Right start, but both teams have settled. 0-0 the score. Eastern Suburbs taking on Gold Coast United. National competition. Single game live streamed this season, of course. Matches this round include Moreton Bay United against Logan Lightning. That game's already underway. Mitchelton taking on Western Pride at Terralba Park, as that ball is aimed forward towards Paige Taylor. It's going to be comfortably gathered though by Holly van der Zee, who just shepherds it out and will take the goal kick. QAS take on Capalaba as well at 6 o'clock later on this evening. And tomorrow, South West Queensland Thunder take on the Gap. It's at 5 o'clock out on the range in Toowoomba. And South United host last year's champions and premiers, who will be favourites once again to take out the title this year, Lions. A game also at 5 o'clock at Wakerley Park. Forsyth puts that one onto the windscreen of one of the cars in the car park. No damage done, you'll be pleased to hear if that is your car. You do wonder sometimes, these matches. Amos tried to control but was rather bundled off it and lets the ball go out for a Gold Coast United throw-in. Thompson, looping ball over the top. It was aimed towards Habuda. It was headed away by Oshima. Free kick goes against Gold Coast United, and looks like Oshima, signed from Konomiya Sparaza Osaka Takasuki in the off-season with Tessa Andujar. Be another throw-in for Eastern Suburbs over on that far side. Lorena Maggio leaving it for Anika Coyne. Beautiful evening aside from the wind, and that appears to have died down a little bit. Perfect evening for football, not too warm, not too humid. Should be all the ingredients for an entertaining game between two teams who have already shown in this match that they are more than capable of playing some entertaining football. Just 11 minutes into the contest. It is still goalless. Unable to be controlled there by Forsyth. Veteran of over 80 National Premier League Women's Queensland appearances, more than half a century of them coming in a Gold Coast United shirt, former Palm Beach junior. Occasionally acts as a backup goalkeeper, so she should have a certain amount of empathy for Casafina with those kick-outs. It's her mistake that has led to this corner, and Zafina is going to have to be alert here. Eastern Suburbs have already shown that they can get the ball into a dangerous area and cause problems. It wasn't the best delivery. Fowler was who it was aimed towards. Well, that's really good work rate from Andujar. Fortunately, it doesn't come off for her, but that was really good effort to chase back and try and win that ball and make something for her team. Be an Eastern Suburbs throw-in. Miscontrol there by Muscat. It's worked out though. And Louise Fry conceding the throw-in on the far side of the field. Clever from Andahar. Cross is going to come in. It's really well dealt with by Zafina. She did all she could do in that situation as Askin sends the follow-up shot high and wide of the target, but the ball was aimed in towards Jessica Gibson and Zafina just had to throw herself at the ball. She did just enough for Gold Coast United keeper. Lovely touch from Taylor. How about that on the knee and the thigh? McGilvray out wide to Deanna Thompson. This is where Gold Coast United can be threatening. Coyne is back there against Deanna Thompson. Deanna Thompson finds that way blocked. Gets a good. It's half dealt with by the Eastern Suburbs. They've done a little bit now. Muscat. Apologies, Nessa Doyle heading straight up in the air. And here's Doyle, another opportunity. Tried to play the ball into Kitano. But Askin was there to deal with the situation, and oh, that's given away sloppily by Tokunaga. Here's Kitano, so dangerous in these situations. She's looking for support. She may as well shoot herself, and it's just trickled in. She wrong-footed Holly van der Zee. She was looking so hard for a teammate, but the shot almost came as something of a surprise. It certainly surprised Holly van der Zee and the Eastern Suburbs defence. It's the opening goal of the game, and it's gone the way of Gold Coast United. They lead Eastern Suburbs by a goal to nil. Ree Kitano getting her first of the season. It's disappointing for Eastern Suburbs. They've actually played a very impressive match so far. They've had the majority of the possession, but can't give Ree Kitano that amount of space, and Georgina Amos is going to have to get a little to the ball of 35-40 yards out. Here's Hayashi. Little spring in the step of the Gold Coast United players and team now as the wind suddenly picks up again and sends us all slightly scrambling up here on the commentary position. You'll be able to hear on the effects microphone and indeed my own microphone as well. It's Fowler plays the ball inside to Muscat. Muscat gets picked off but does well to battle hard, although does get the better of Eloise Fry, who plays the ball forward. Here's an opportunity now for Deanna Thompson. Holly van der Zee had to come out quickly and did so brilliantly and bravely to deny Deanna Thompson what would have been a shot at an open goal. All she needed was a touch, and she's actually come back from an offside position in order to try and track back that ball and win it back for her team. But that was brave stuff from Holly van der Zee, and it needed to be. Goal so important for Gold Coast United, just lifting their spirits. Scored 73 goals across their 24 matches last year, Gold Coast United. They scored 7 on 3 separate occasions as well. Only failed to score against Logan and Lions. So you can't ever really count on being able to keep a clean sheet against Gold Coast United. Eastern Suburbs did manage to keep 8 of them over the course of the campaign last year, 5 of them coming in the last 7 games. Both teams finished their seasons incredibly strongly. Eastern Suburbs' problem last year was actually scoring goals. They only scored a solitary goal in a match 11 times, although 6 of those occasions had 9 games, so it's not often. Well, it didn't happen often in the second half of the season. They only failed to score once, that coming against Western Pride. Of course, Holly van der Zee in goal for Western Pride last season. Corner is swept in towards Fryer. It's a good header. It could fall very kindly now for Bella Habuda. That'd have been a way to mark your debut. Unfortunately, didn't quite catch it fully and got a bit too much curve on it. And the ball went out of play for a goal kick. As the sun just comes across, long shadows across this Heath Park surface that, has to be said, doesn't look in the best of nick. Plenty of dry patches. It's a lovely ball from Zafina. And Taylor does really well to keep it in. A bit too close to Tokunaga. Tokunaga messes that one up though, and here's an opportunity for Taylor. Open goal. And it's so easy for Gold Coast United. Paige Taylor scored against East last year. She scored again today. She managed 3 goals in just 7 appearances last year, but 14 in 22 for the under-18s. She's been promoted to the seniors this year, and she's taking her opportunity with both hands. It's now 2-0, and Eastern Suburbs are going to have to get their head back in the game. It was a pretty poor mistake, it has to be said, by Arena Tokunaga. 2 goals in 4 minutes for Gold Coast United. And if there wasn't a spring in their step before, there certainly is now. Forsyth over on that far side. Into Kitano. Kitano holding the ball up well, wants support. She was being held up pretty well there by Janessa Fowler, but she was still able to hold the ball up. There was no Eastern Suburbs players coming in for support, and it's worked out well for Gold Coast United. They'll have a throw-in on that far side in front of the Melville family grandstand here at Heath Park. Well, it seems a shame that the grandstand's on that side, although for sun-setting purposes, it probably for the best, but you do miss out on that fantastic view of the skyline here in Brisbane. That's excellent work from Deanna Thompson, just stealing the ball away from the feet of Maggio. Lovely turn from Kitano, but it was Anika Coyne just getting her body in the way, and then needed some support to help clear the ball. And Eastern Suburbs need to get a grip on this game, or it could get away from them pretty quickly, because this Gold Coast United side look clinical so far. Muscat inside now to Amos. Amos forward to Andahar, who's battled hard, but the veteran Eloise Fryer comes forward again. Her pass though isn't the best, and she shows her frustration by slapping her hands together. Muscat linking up play well with Fowler. Ball forward now to Coyne. Inside to Andahar. Andahar's bundled off the ball, and Fryer plays the ball forward. Kitano trying to thread the ball through towards Deanna Thompson. It gets there in the end. Her cross though comfortably gathered by Van der Zee. It was Janessa Fowler who just got enough on it, and you'd have to say that could have been quite vital. Space on this near side though for Eastern Suburbs. Here's Askin, former Moreton Bay United player. It's opening up for Askin. Inside now to Muscat. Muscat has to crab across field. Has supporting Fowler though. Fowler's going to play the cross inside, straight to the feet of Hayashi, although Hayashi's given it away to Gibson. Gibson off balance when she made the shot, and Castafina just letting her teammates know that little lapses like that aren't going to be tolerated. She's perhaps fortunate there, or the Gold Coast United team as a whole, perhaps fortunate that Eastern Suburbs player slipped. Good bustling challenge there from Fowler. Eastern Suburbs enjoying a short spell of possession. See what they can do with it. Gibson. Nice ball inside. There should be a foul given there. There is one against, I think it was Joe Forsyth, who just got a bit too much of Kate Muscat's boot with her boot. It's a clear foul. Kei Oshima raced straight up to this ball, and judging by the body language of some of her teammates, she's going to lever this one. Look at Casafina, she's quite diminutive. Sometimes, occasionally, there are conversations about whether the sizes of the goals need to change. Very spurious conversations, though. I think many in the women's game want it. There's a lot of vacant space for Zafina to cover, and she couldn't cover the crossbar, but fortunately didn't need to. This ball just nipped up off the top and out for a goal kick. Wasn't an enormous amount of power in Oshima's shot, but the accuracy wasn't far off. It just shows that Eastern Suburbs do have a threat. Nicely controlled by Taylor, scorer of the second goal. But Fowler has possession. She's all over the place in the midfield at the moment for Eastern Suburbs. She's going to have to go back to Oshima. Oshima's been closed down pretty quickly by Habuda. And Habuda does just enough. That's exactly what you want from your strikers, just closing down the defenders, making them rush, making them force them into mistakes. Collision there. Amos coming off second best against McGilvray. McGilvray again, playing the ball out wide. It's a nice idea, but it was well covered by Gibson. Gibson's going to go around the outside now. Clever from Gibson against Doyle. Doyle just held her opponent up enough, and that allows Hayashi to nip in. Hayashi with a decent ball. Thompson just wanted that ball to run across, and then should have been right in the game. A little bit untidy. Kitano going to ground, but it's Eastern Suburbs who have possession. Andahar over on that far side of the field. Wins the ball, plays it to Amos. Amos to Maggio. Now Oshima. Fowler sees that passing lane cut off pretty quickly. Starts again. They go down the other side now to Eastern Suburbs. Oh, a little mistake there from Doyle. Eastern Suburbs can't capitalise, and Kitano's now going to release Patage Taylor. Tokunaga will be having flashbacks from the incident that led to the second goal for Gold Coast United, but she dealt with that one much more capably. Just a glance over her shoulder then when she received the ball in the centre field. Just making sure that she's aware of where Paige Taylor is at all times, because we've seen how fast she is. She used that speed and pace to devastating effect in scoring that second goal for Gold Coast United. They lead by 2-0. Goals to Rikitano and Paige Taylor in a 4-minute burst. Van der Zee sees the ball from Oshima, who did hit the crossbar a few moments ago from a free kick. It appeared that everyone on the pitch knew exactly what was about to happen when the free kick was given, about 20 yards from goal. Hayashi does well. Good. Fry assessing her options. Tano closed down pretty, so goes back to her captain. Up is the call from the Eastern Suburbs side, but there's a lot of time of space for Gold Coast United players. So Louise Fry could sit down and tie a shoe. She's got such time. As is the case with Zafina, who switches play to Hayashi on this near side. Hayashi goes straight back to Fryer. There is no pressure at all. The only player within a stone's throw of either of those players is Andahar. She's decided discretion is the better part of valor, and she drops back, offering Georgina Amos a chance to run between the pair. Hayashi goes forward this time. It's fair towards Kitano. Back is Askin. Askin's pass picked up by Doyle though. Taylor tried to turn, but it was well covered by Askin. Again, this commentary position, we're right on top of the action. So Doyle's going to look for Kitano with the throw. It's a good throw, and Kitano just lets the ball come to her. Plays the ball inside. That's really good football from Gold Coast United. Bella Habuda gets to the line, ran out of space though before she could get the cross inside to Deanna Thompson. Nice football though from Gold Coast United. Do question whether there was an Eastern Suburbs player who could have perhaps nipped in. That throw bounced an awful number of times before it got to Kitano. And if we haven't learnt already, you don't offer Kitano time and space. That's a poor pass inside from Fowler. Opportunity for Deanna Thompson. She does so many mistakes, and I think there was just enough of it from Holly van der Zee, who might have got collected a little bit there by Deanna Thompson in making that save. Both players are down. Both players look to be in a slight spot of bother. Deanna Thompson, who suffered so many injuries when she first joined Gold Coast United from Souths United in 2018. Had a wonderful season last year, scoring 18 goals. You always get concerned when you see players holding their knees. Used to be a scourge in female sport, knee injuries. And there will be some concerned looks towards where Deanna Thompson is now lying in that penalty area. Good news for Eastern Suburbs though, Holly van der Zee is up and about. Must have just been a bit of a knock. She's hopping about from foot to foot and just testing out that ankle. Players have departed from where Deanna Thompson is lying, so perhaps that's a good thing. Letting the physio do his job. It's an opportune reminder, opportune time perhaps, to remind everyone that every single match of the National Premier League's women's competition and Football Queensland Premier League competition is being live streamed this year. There'll be a feature match of the round as well most weeks. Brings it in line with the National Premier League's Queensland competition, of which there are two hugely impressive matchups today. Brisbane derby between Brisbane City and Brisbane Strikers, and the grand final replay between Gold Coast Knights and Olympic. That's the commentary this evening following the game. Join Jared down there at the Croatian Sports Centre, but it's here at Heath Park that nobody wants to see Deanna Thompson being helped from the field, not putting any weight on that knee. And there is quite a lot of concern being shown towards Deanna Thompson. She was the club's top goal scorer last year. She's limping away now, just testing that knee. Both Gold Coast physios are there. She's limping her way around the outside of the field. I'm not sure whether she's going to be able to continue, and I don't think Alex Bundalo is either. There was no foul there, it was just a collision between the pair. Deanna Thompson desperately trying to poke that ball past Holly van der Zee, who was brave in coming out. Will be a corner though. Kitano sit inside, and now all of a sudden there's space because it was cut out brilliantly by Janessa Fowler. She wants support, she cuts back inside past McGilvray. The support has come belatedly from Amos. Amos is going to go wide to Oshima. Oshima in the rarefied air of the attacking third of the field at the moment, the centre-back, or that's where she's been lining up so far anyway. Eastern Suburbs committing players forward, while Gold Coast United are down to 10 men. The cross inside's not the best, but it's picked up by Gibson. Really battling now, Eastern Suburbs. Maggio. Gold Coast United do really, really well though, and get the ball upfield from Hayashi to Kitano. Kitano plays the ball inside to Lowe. It's worked out for Gold Coast United. Lowe's continued her run. Tokunaga was covering and covers well. Gives the ball back to the backtracking Oshima, who now takes the ball forward to get Askin. Muscat was fouled. Play on is for call. Here's Andahar popping up on the left-hand side of the field. Andahar with the shot. It bounced awkwardly in front of Zafina, who got down well to parry. She's going to have another opportunity here, Andahar. First time shot, perhaps. She had a bit more time than she thought. Casafina gathers well. Gold Coast United still down to 10 players. And I don't think Deanna Thompson is going to play any further part, although in what is good news to everyone, she is jogging on that sideline. Maybe she's just testing things out for the moment. At least I think she's jogging. No, she's not. Apologies. Hopefully that injury's not serious for Deanna Thompson. As I said, it's always a concern when players clutch their knees. I hope it's just a contact injury, just a bit of dead leg. The attacking move's almost interrupted there. Ball played inside to Andahar. Louise Fryer bulldozes her way through and interrupts the move once again. It's still there for Eastern Suburbs though. Tokunaga was caught in possession, but then battles back to get it past Rika Tano. Doesn't keep that one in. Muscat with a really good cross. Zafina had to parry, but Andahar wasn't quite close enough to capitalise. Long passage of play without a stoppage now. The throw was good. Taylor just unable to get onto the ball, and she gets a little bit of a talking to from Zafina. All fairly well spirited, but you just have to be aware, and it's true. Zafina wanted to get the play moving. Taylor just caught a little bit flat-footed at that time, and Eastern Suburbs are going to keep rolling on. I think Gold Coast United got caught on the hop, and Louise Fryer was sent flying from a well-timed push. Fryer gets herself up, just stretching that lower back. Jessica Gibson, who was the party, just put her hand into the back of Eloise Fryer as she flew past. Eloise Fryer, who joined Gold Coast United from Souths at the same time as Deanna Thompson and suffered similar injuries, suffered a nasty knee injury in 2018, had surgery. Hayashi gets caught down a blind alley by Kate Muscat. They're still doing battle, those two. Ball back to Zafina though, and Zafina racing along the edge of her penalty area before playing the ball out wide, but it was a poor pass. What can Fla do? One touch football from Eastern Suburbs, but man quite the ball under control in time to go. Still there for the home side though, Askin looking for an option. Goes deep with the cross. Gibson checked her run and goes back wide, beating Joe Forsyth. Zafina had to dive forward. It was an awkward one, and then it's hammered into the back of the net by Amos. She scored 21 goals last year, Georgina Amos, and she's up and running here in 2020 as well. She even scored against Gold Coast United last year. That game finished 2-2. She's got her side halfway back towards parity here in the first half. It's Eastern Suburbs 1, Gold Coast United 2. Gold Coast United are still playing with a lady off the field. Good goal, Amos. Zafina had to dive forward and be unable to be certain on coming in. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, and from this angle it's always a lot clearer, but you do wonder whether or not she could have just let it go. Taylor just gets in there, and will be a goal kick in the end as Hayashi plays the ball against Jessica Gibson. They are still playing with 10, Gold Coast United. They need to get a player warmed up. At Deanna Thompson now running. Yeah, she is trying to run and she's just hopping away. I don't think she's going to be playing any further part looking at that. Oh, lovely touch from Andahar. Really nice touch. She gets to the byline, puts a dangerous cross in. Only Hayashi's there though, and she'll hammer that ball clear. Headed brave by McGilvray. Will be a Gold Coast United throw. Excellent work from Gold Coast United, but a lovely touch. Took the ball on the run, and it was a very clever touch. We are going to have that substitution now, and it is Deanna Thompson who will not be playing any further part. Charlie Farmer, 16 years old, comes onto the field. Ex-Raw. Decided, being based at St Andrews Lutheran College, but going up and down the M1 4 times a week wasn't into a happy life. Kitano shows a little bit of a flash of skill. Unfortunately, she won the ball illegally. And the free kick taken, or set to be taken, by Kei Oshima. We'll talk more about Charlie Farmer imminently. Well delivered by Oshima. Fryer was there and heads the ball clear. Intelligent pass from Taylor to Kitano. Kitano's going to want to play the ball out wide to McGilvray. Instead goes forward to Habuda. Habuda going round the outside of Tokunaga. Excellent work from Habuda, but once again just runs out of real estate. And it will be a goal kick to be taken by Holly van der Zee. And Charlie Farmer played with the Junior Matildas this time last year against Myanmar down on the Gold Coast. The Matildas narrowly missed out. Andahar tries to go around the corner again and does so despite quite a lot of attention from Joy Forsyth, proving a real handful at the moment over on that far side. The header from Hayashi was a good one. A clumsy challenge from Charlie Farmer, it has to be said, and a free kick in a very dangerous position on the edge of the penalty area for Eastern Suburbs. Georgina Amos is saying nobody's coming near this but me. Can she add to her? Right in the D of the penalty area. She's standing over it with some intent, is Georgina Amos. 20 goals in 24 2019 games in the National Premier League's women's competition for Eastern Suburbs, Georgina Amos. She's already scored once today. And now she's scored twice! A sensational goal from Georgina Amos. And we're back on level terms. Eastern Suburbs 2, Gold Coast United 2. Eastern Suburbs have arrested the slide and are now back on level terms as Tokunaga gets in there flying across the ball clear. It's fallen back for Gold Coast United though, and Paige Taylor just on the edge of the penalty area, unable to get a shot away. Eastern Suburbs will gather the ball upfield, and Jessica Gibson to Amos. Spoke about Gold Coast United getting a spring in their steps after scoring that goal. Talk about similar things happening for Georgina Amos. Once she rifled that first goal into the back of it, there was no chance of anyone else getting an opportunity from that free kick. Just a yard or two outside the penalty areas. Ball is played back inside. Really, really well done that from Janessa Fowler. Inside to Tokunaga. Amaggio. It's aimed towards Amos. Pinballing around, played back inside by Janessa Fowler. Last at Montana University. And Zafina ball upfield over halfway, has helped on its way, but it's going to come straight back. Waves upon waves of Orange attacks now from the home side. Gold Coast United needing to regroup. It was too heavy a pass really from Maggio, although Tessa Andahar had a pretty good go at getting close to that pass forward. It was ambitious. Almost worked out for Eastern Suburbs as Kitano goes down. There was no foul there, surely. Although that's not how the referee saw it, and he is far closer than I am. Kei Oshima, the guilty party, perhaps just going through the back of Ri Kitano, who would have used a degree of her experience there to get away with a slightly heavy touch. A former teammate in the Ajishiko League, Mokiyama Yunogo Bell, Momo Hayashi, who won the inaugural Technical Directors Award. That ball flew into the back of the net by way of the substitute Charlie Farmer. The whistle had already gone though, and did look like there might have been a handball on Ri Kitano. It's a shame though, because that was a lovely, well struck goal from Farmer. It's been a goal fest here at Heath Park. Askin goes back to Tokunaga. The wind picked up and we nearly lost everything up here. Camera, laptop, notes. Caught us by surprise a little bit. Andahar has given Forsyth a torrid start to this match and has done so again there, but fortunately for Joy Forsyth, her captain Eloise Fryer has ghosted across and done to clear the ball, but even she got caught by the ever-present Andahar really over on that far side of the field. She's got the Energizer batteries in, the American, the Californian, sensing that her team are on top and doesn't really want the half-time break to come. Although that could change pretty quickly if Gold Coast United can make something of this with Kitano. Here's Habuda, the Canadian. Kitano getting closed into a corner. Lovely skill from Kitano to get the ball away from Anika Coyne. And then Kitano is summarily dumped on her backside. I got the ball is the call from Andahar. It looked to be a little bit of a clumsy challenge from the striker. Gold Coast United just wanting to take a little bit of time off the clock so they can regroup. They haven't recovered from losing Deanna Thompson to a knee injury, or looked like a knee injury. What can Momo Hayashi do with this delivery over on that near side of the field? They led by 2-0 to Gold Coast United. They could score again here. It was Bella Habuda who ghosted in at the back post. It did get a touch from an Eastern Suburbs defender because it's a corner kick according to the officiating team. Golden opportunity for Habuda. Perhaps it was a touch that just took it off her foot because it looked like it was going to fall so kindly for her. The Canadian. Ri Kitano. It's a dangerous one, just lands on the roof of the net though. Eastern Suburbs players spread themselves across the field, trying to make the most of their superiority. We are in time added on at the end of this first half. It's been an entertaining one, there's no doubt about that. We did promise you entertainment and we've got that as Hayashi coming forward, just steals in there. Jade Lowe playing the ball out wide towards Kirsten McGilvray. McGilvray wins a throw-in for her side over on that far corner of the pitch. Will be plenty of time added on. There was a long period of time while Deanna Thompson received treatment in the penalty area. Nice touch from Lowe. Eastern Suburbs rather caught in that corner, but that's a relieving throw in just coming off the Gold Coast United player, and I think it might have been Kirsten McGilvray, apologies, 26-year-old. Just got a touch there, and the ball is thrown long, and that caught Eloise Fryer out a little bit. Backpedaling, can only head the ball into the Eastern Suburbs dugout. Slightly unusually in the situation is bang on halfway. The visitors off to the left-hand side. Again, a lovely little turn from Andahar. Just ran out of space over on that far side of the field, but Joy Forsyth maybe needs to give herself a little bit more space, because Andahar in those close quarters, that close quarter combat, if you like, is causing a whole lot of problems for the veteran of more than half a century of Gold Coast United appearances, for former Palm Beach junior. She takes the throw in quickly towards McGilvray. Catano doing a little shuffle to try and create some space and go back to her captain. That is going to be half time. A hugely entertaining half of football in which Gold Coast United took the lead through Ri Catano. A little bit of magic from the Japanese striker in the 14th minute, just managed to ghost her way into some space. Looked like she was going away from goal and then cut the ball back, and it just crept inside Holly van der Zee's near post. Lead was doubled by Paige Taylor, a bit of a horror mistake from Arena Tokunaga. Shortly afterwards, just 4 minutes afterwards in fact, Paige Taylor scoring against Eastern Suburbs for the second straight season. Then it all changed. Deanna Thompson going off with what looked like a knee injury. Fingers crossed that's not too serious. One of the more entertaining players in the National Premier League's women's competition, Deanna Thompson. She was replaced by Charlie Farmer, but in the time that she was off the field, Georgina Rice levered the ball into the back of the net past a helpless Cass Safina after the ball fell to her kindly. And last season's top goal scorer equalised shortly thereafter with a wonderfully struck free kick, perfectly placed from just outside the penalty area. We'll take a short break. There'll be plenty more action to come in the second half, if that first half is anything to go by. 2-2 the scoreline, Eastern Suburbs against Gold Coast United. We'll be back after this break.
Some people can't hide their passion. Don't hide yours. Join our team.
When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Happiness is knowing you'll find the perfect vehicle every time. Thrifty, smiles all the way.
swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Welcome back to Heath Park. If you just joined, you've missed an absolute belter of the first half of football. It's Eastern Suburbs 2, Gold Coast United 2. Gold Coast United 0-0 lead. Ricatano and Paige Taylor for the visitors before Georgina Amos double to parity. There was an injury to Thompson in between all that as well. You do hope that she'll be okay. She's cutting a rather dejected figure in the dugout at the moment, it has to be said. The players have made their way back onto the field. First of many National Premier League Queensland women's competition matches that we are going to be live streaming, or Football Queensland are going to be live streaming this season. And every single game of the competition is going to be live streamed. That's a win for everyone in this state, it has to be said. Appears as though Eastern Suburbs are going to be making a substitution. Looks like Chloe Burns, apologies, Tiffany Roberts is going to be coming onto the field. Another player who scored versus Gold Coast United last year in the 2-2 draw in round 14. A previous match between these two sides played here at Heath Park ended up in a rather emphatic victory for the visitors. 4-1. Mackenzie Atkins, Dee Thompson, Priscilla Ton and Holly Jarrett with the goals. Zoe Lambie, the only player who was able to provide a response for Eastern Suburbs. The 2-2 draw, Mackenzie Atkins and Paige Taylor, the goal scorers, Tiffany Roberts and Georgina Amos for Easts. That was down at Coplix, as I've already mentioned, in round 14. Lots of football happening around the state, of course. Every single game of National Premier League's women's competition, I've already said, but National Premier League's men's competition and the Football Queensland Premier League all taking place today and across the weekend. It was a good first half. Let's see what we have in the second as Eastern Suburbs in the orange kick things off, going from left to right as you see it. And Tessa Anderhav, a Californian who was very bright in the first half, has started the second half just exactly the same, and it was a really good cross that had to be dealt with by Hayashi. Only got as far as Lorena Maggio, who fired in the follow-up shot wide of target. Good start from Eastern Suburbs and a start from Tessa Anderhav, who has just been a live wire down the right-hand side for the hosts. Margaret on a bit of a rampage up the middle. She's going to run into a spot above her, bumps off a couple of challenges. Excellent work from the centre-back, who, has to be said, was at fault for Paige Taylor's second goal, or the second Coast United score. Boy, she made a statement run there. Crosses helps into the middle. Eastern Suburbs on the front foot, as indeed they started the first half, it has to be said. Here's Coyne. Coyne went inside to Muscat. Muscat being put under all sorts of pressure. Coyne slipped but gets back to her feet. Lovely inside to Amos. Amos tried the back heel to Anderhav, and girls in orange playing with a smile on their faces at the moment, as they well might. They look down and out, it has to be said. And I know it's incredibly early to say that sort of thing 20 minutes into the first half of the match, but they did look like they were struggling. Instead, they have proven to be a lot more resilient than we gave them credit for. Here's Anderhav again. Skips past one challenge, the ball did just go out. The assistant on hand to make that decision. Safina goes wide to Taylor. Taylor cuts inside. It's good work from Taylor. Kitano skips past one challenge, can't get past the second. And Maggio gives away what could possibly be termed a captain's foul. Dare say she knew exactly what she was doing, stopping that counter-attack from the visitors. Momo Hayashi wants to get things moving quickly. Does so, ghosting in at the back post there was McGilvray. And Holly van der Zee, who was brave in denying Deanna Thompson in the incident that led to Deanna Thompson field and accidental clap the pair, was bravely out again. Now Eloise Fry with the little hop and a skip and a jump and off she to the races on the left hand side. Breezes past inside to Kitano, who went down under the challenge. Not much of a ball's got there from Janessa Fowler. There's no appeals for any sort of infringement, it has to be said. That's a furtive glance being offered towards the assistant over on the far side by a 27-year-old Rie Kitano. Just inquiring perhaps, and will Kitano be having a conversation with the referee now? No, play will be allowed to continue as Maggio heads the ball out, be thrown in by her opposite number, Paige Taylor. That didn't look like a legitimate throw. It's been allowed to pass though by our referee. Kitano tried to thread the ball through to Farmer, who did have the ball in the back of the net, but it was a foul from Kitano in the build-up that allowed the opportunity to present itself. Forsyth linking up on this near side and then trying to play the ball inside ambitiously to where Kaho Oshima was. And Oshima goes all the way back to Holly van der Zee. Oshima's going to be put under pressure from Kitano. Now back to Holly van der Zee. Holly van der Zee needs to show fast feet and does so. But then Anderhar getting a dose of her own from Forsyth in the fact that she stole the ball, but then wins a free kick off the foul of Kristen McGilvray. High octane stuff here at Heath Park. Hugely enjoyable contest to watch as Eloise Fryer nips in ahead there and gets her head onto the ball. Turn was by Habood, trying to play in Paige Taylor. Taylor doing battle over on that far side with Lauren Askin. Does really well, Paige Taylor. Wins, tries to play the ball into the middle. Rie Kitano's there. So is the Eastern Suburbs defence. It'll be up to Coyne to help the ball upfield to Anderhar. She linked back with Coyne, does Anderhar, and now Coyne links up well with Amos, and it's opening up for Anika Coyne now. That next pass though towards Muscat, just missing its target, and here's Rie Kitano. Kitano standing up Oshima. Ball played forward towards where Bella Habuda was waiting. It's Fowler who plays the ball upfield. Amos does well. Here's Anderhar. She's enjoyed having a bit of a run-up. Gets past Forsyth again. Anderhar has space all of a sudden. Anderhar twisting and turning. Going to ghost past Eloise Fry, who stands up well. The cross comes in towards the edge of the penalty area. Good defence from Gold Coast United, who are scrambling a little bit. Now Fowler. Fowler, what a save! Spectacular stuff from Casafina. It was a lovely shot. It was destined to just creep in under the crossbar, I fancy. But for that strong hand from Safina, who pulled off the Hollywood save to keep her team on level terms. Lovely football from Eastern Suburbs. They have come out the blocks firing in this second half, but that was absolutely spectacular from Casafina. Excellent football all round, and this game has not disappointed. It'll be an Eastern Suburbs corner from the far side of the field. It's not going to beat Farmer at the near post. It could fall for Amos though. Farmer bulldozing her way through, knocking over Askin in the process. There's Eastern Suburbs players on the deck all over the place here, and now that ball taken upfield, and an opportunity now Here we go, Gold Coast United. Holly van der Zee came flying out of her penalty area and had to be clever there because Bella Habuda was one-on-one with Holly van der Zee. There's no let-up. Here's Ree Kitano. Habuda wants the ball inside, but Kitano can't get the ball past Tokunaga, who has been reborn in this second half. It's looked very, very lively and very steady at the back. Muscat cuts inside on Forsyth. Inside to Andahar. Andahar met in a crunching tackle from Eloise Fryer. And Gold Coast United now, end-to-end stuff. It's like a basketball game, this. Habuda with the ball over the top. Paige Taylor was offside and she holds her arms out in disgust. The assist over on that far side was well placed to make the decision. Boy, I'm enjoying this game. Hugely entertaining stuff in the National Premier League's Women's Queensland. Still so much football to be played in this second half. It's Eastern Suburbs 2. Gold Coast United 2. It's Nessa Doyle just nipping in there, trying to play the ball forward towards Taylor again. Instead it ends up at the feet of Holly van der Zee, who switches play to this near side. Not far enough though, it's cut out by Farmer. Farmer's header was rather aimless. McGilvray never going to get there, and it's back at Holly van der Zee, as you were. She goes short this time to Naga. Paige Taylor, body in the way of Lauren Athens, clearing Bon. She'll take the throw straight to Tokunaga. Oshima. Winds just picking up again, coming from behind us here in our commentary position. Ball's helped on by Andujar to Coyne. Now Eloise Fryer absolutely levers that ball into the tennis courts. Copped a bit of a whack on the ankle for her troubles as well. And they're linking up well on this near side, Eastern Suburbs. So much of what they're doing well is coming through Tessa Andujar. Anika Coyne playing her role as well. Now the Californian, Andujar, is really making her presence felt. The new rules coming in. Kate Muscat being told to get off the field at the nearest possible point, causing a little bit of confusion. The North Queenslander from Mackay, former Western Pride product. She's been replaced by Zoe Lambie, who knows where the back of the net is, particularly when she plays Gold Coast United, scored in the 4-1 defeat. Just hoping she'll be able to contribute to a goal in favour of her team here, but she's tracking back now with Habuda. Habuda showing her pace and can't put the ball the right side from a Gold Coast United perspective. She's got into good positions, says Bella Habuda, the Canadian. Played Champions League for Stats in Austria. Liberty University, graduated there in 2018 before moving to Israel to play with Ramat Hasharon, and then played professionally for the first time at Umeå IK in Sweden before making the move there. Finished up there in the green capital and found herself on the Gold Coast. Slight different weather conditions. She mentioned when she signed for Gold Coast United that it was a bit warmer than she was. She's enjoying herself. Hasn't been able to find the back of the net yet though. Can Ree Kitano change that? Kitano to Farmer. Farmer with a cross that had lots of potential but didn't find any of the target. And apologies, it wasn't Charlie Farmer who put that cross in. It was Bella Habuda. Farmer, a 16-year-old former Raw NTC player. Tokunaga being told to go the other way. Go back to Van Zee, who switches play herself to Coyne. Coyne to Andujar. Andujar's going to look to switch Forsyth. Forsyth is just standing off a little bit now in this second half. And that was good in able to counter that quick turn and close quarter football from Tessa Andujar. Managed to get Sept in there. It's the substitute, Zoe Lambie. Did well to get past a couple of challenges. Here's Fowler. Sliced that one rather horribly, but arriving quickly is Askin. And Casafina is just going to shepherd that out. Good goalkeeping. Clearance isn't the best from the goal kick. It's fallen at the feet of Lambie. Lambie tries to link up with Maggio. Fowler inside to Andujar. Andujar getting past a couple of challenges. Andujar wants it back. It's not going to go to Andujar, always going over the top. Was that shot over on the far side of the penalty area? Is Eastern Suburbs doing the better work here, you'd have to say, at Heath Park, having fallen 2 goals behind early in the first half. They've battled back and look the most likely in this second period. Nice feet from Nessa Doyle, makes space for herself and Ri Kitano. Kitano goes back to Momo Hayashi, a fellow countrywoman. It's a long ball forward towards McGilvray. McGilvray's going to do battle and gets the better of Oshima over our side of the field. Oshima comes back and can the throw in. Taylor to Kitano. Kitano getting to the byline. A strong challenge that puts Kitano onto the deck once more, but it comes at the cost of a corner. And Gold Coast United conjure something out of nothing in a similar way to what they did in the first half, when it was Eastern Suburbs who were doing the greater bulk of work going forwards. Kitano will swing the corner in. It's a good one. Van der Zee misjudged it. It's been headed back into the danger age Taylor. Unfortunately for Holly Van der Zee, who badly misjudged that. Ball to Gavo. Good positioning from keeper in the end. By hook or by crook. Hayashi plays the ball forward. Good battling there from Paige Taylor and goes back to Hayashi, who uses her strength as well. Or an Askin. Tried to stop the ball from going inside to Kitano, who goes to ground. No free kick. Here's Andujar. Andujar can't get the ball past Nessa Doyle. Nessa Doyle showing her own strength and fancy footwork. Links up well with Fryer, who was cool, calm and collected. And after receiving the ball back from Hayashi after a neat 1-2, plays the ball wide to Forsyth. Forsyth has space. Forsyth has cover, so she'll continue her run forward. Habuda over the top. Flag's gone up against Paige Taylor. Had to be pretty close, I think. And Forsyth trots back into her left-back role, where she's now been lined up against Zoe Lambie. You have to say that Tessa Andujar was getting such joy against her. I'm surprised that they've changed things up, Eastern Suburbs. Here's Coyne. Now it's Coyne's turn to go past Forsyth. Excellent from Anika Coyne. And she is absolutely dumped by Eloise Fryer. That's a strong challenge. Fryer sees the funny side of the ball, just beating her to the touchline as a strong challenge. Eloise Fryer says, "You shall not pass," to Anika Coyne, and Anika Coyne rather sheepishly gets back to the sideline to take this throw in. It was an excellent run. I think she just ran out of puff, and there's no firmer way of having the air sucked out of you than being clattered into challenge like that. Neat footwork there from Amos. But Kitano comes back and Kitano bounces off a challenge from Zoe Lambie and plays the ball forward. Here's Habuda, but she can't hold the ball up well enough. And Janessa Fowler wide to Askin. Askin's continued her run. Ignored though for the pass inside towards Amos. Cut out there by Hayashi. High intensity stuff as Paige Taylor launches that ball forward. Kitano wants the free kick. Looked like she was caught by Tiffany Roberts, who's came onto the field at half time. And worrying signs for Coast United. Casafina has gone to ground, and I did not said. Don't know if there was any players around her or not, but this will be a concern for Gold Coast United, because Joy Forsyth is also limping on this near side on the edge of the penalty area as well. It's like an episode of MASH out there if you're wearing a yellow shirt of Gold Coast United. They're going to take the opportunity to grab a drink, except Joy Forsyth, who has no interest in testing out that little knock or little niggle which she picked up by running crossfield to the opposite side, which is her right. She's standing stationary on the edge of the penalty area. Casafina is getting a little bit of attention. Gold Coast United, the rest of Gold Coast United players are all getting some instruction by Darlow. Easton standing around wanting play to get, not even midway through this second half yet. This has been one of those games you don't really want to end. Hugely entertaining. Casafina is going to be okay to continue, I think. Joy Forsyth hasn't really moved from where she was testing out and limping her left leg, I think. Hard to tell from this distance what exactly the problem. She's going to have to be alert as Eastern Suburbs come again, although ball's been picked up by McGilvray. McGilvray suddenly has a bit of space in front of her and she plays the ball wide to Kitano. Kitano up against Askin. Kitano skips past her opposite number. Plays the ball out wide now. Play back inside towards Habuda. Habuda's going to chase Tokunaga, put her under pressure. And she did well to win the ball, but goes out for Shima. Goes long. Almost cut out by Forsyth, who had to stretch. If she's got a niggle, she won't have enjoyed that. Lambie it was instead who picked up the ball for Eastern Suburbs. Maggio. Coyne. Now we've got that match up again. Andahar against Forsyth. Andahar goes round. Forsyth has a big grasp of Andahar's shirt. And it will be a free kick. I think Anika Coyne wanted advantage to be played, but I think it was the right decision from the referee because Andahar was clearly being impeded. And that's sadly what Joy Forsyth's been reduced to, because she's been given a torrid time by the American on this right-hand side. Maggio. All in a line around the body area of Eastern Suburbs players. It's headed away by Louise Fryer. Habuda does well, links up with Kitano. Kitano plays the ball forward. It's going to be a long-range shot from Taylor. It wasn't best quality, it has to be said. Ball perhaps getting a little bit caught in the surface, which, despite its discoloration, He's still in fairly good nick. Eastern Suburbs will play it out. Andahar. Forsyth having to be alert. Inside to Maggio. Well cut out by Eloise Fryer. She's so quick to spot those passing lanes and so quick to shut them down as well. Lovely ball forward towards Paige Taylor, who's forced wide by Askin and the angle of the pass. Gitano's still there. Gold Coast United have numbers. Arriving over on this near side is McGilvray. They can't quite find her though, although if one player on the field can, it'll be Momo Hayashi. That's where the ball goes. It's McGilvray. McGilvray tries to put the cross in. It's cut out though by Coyne. Still there for Farmer, who slipped as she hit it. And now counter-attack is on. Here's Andahar. Eloise just sweeping up so well at the back, and Andahar's eyes would have lit up because she had Forsyth beaten on the inside. As Farmer just gets an arm across Oshima, who clears the ball well upfield. It's a little bit untidy as Hayashi goes down. Fair challenge, says the referee, Zoe Lambie. Zoe Lambie now towards the edge of the penalty area. Once again, it's Eloise Fryer, the rock of the Gold Coast. Just standing up and making herself count in those situations. Here's Gold Coast United are getting ready to make a change. Play will continue over on that far side. Forced all the way back is Lauren Askin. She switches it inside to Oshima. It's cut out. It's not the best of passes, unfortunately, from Farmer. As Bella Habuda was there and waiting. Back come Easts with Coyne. Touch from Andahar. And Andahar's going to go around the outside of Joy Forsyth. Great pace from Andahar. Forsyth gave up and perhaps just forced the cross inside to be rushed, where Hayashi was able to get it away. And Eloise Fryer plays the ball upfield and tells everyone to get upfield with her. Farmer cut back inside to Kitano. Kitano now trying to play the ball inside. It's a good pass to Habuda. Now wide once again. The shot's going to come in. It was always wide. Paige Taylor shows her frustration. Good football from Gold Coast United. Just cut back inside. Perhaps she could have gone a little bit further herself down this left flank. Substitution has been made, and I think it's Nessa Doyle who's gone off. From McLean in northern New South Wales, so a change at the back for Gold Coast United. Taylor Stevens making her debut. Moved from Souths. Andahar's got in behind here. Andahar! Casafina shrugs her arms. Wasn't sure what she was going to be able to do in that situation. That's a really clever pass forward. It's the right leg of Joy Forsyth that's causing her problems. She just felt around the knee area there. She's okay to continue, and as far as I can tell hasn't made any comments towards the bench that she might be struggling, but Gold Coast United and Alex Bundalo will be loath to make too many changes at the back. I'm sure they'd rather that than leave an injured player on the field, potentially a weakness that eager to exploit. Well, she's run up against Eloise Fryer the last couple of opportunities that she's run through. As Hayashi gives the ball away in a dangerous position. Eloise Fryer mopping up once again, racing into space, and she can take her time now and pick a pass. It was aimed towards Farmer. It wasn't the most accurate of passes, it has to be said. She did really well, though, to cut out that challenge of Lambie, who's looked a threat since she's come on. Here she is on the ball now. Eloise Fryer with the assistance of Jade Lowe. Now Kitano wide to McGilvray. McGilvray with the pass. It's gone up to the far side, and sliding forward was Habuda. In closer for Canadian. Players all over the park are really feeling the pace as shirts being pulled up just to wipe sweat from their brows, and there's no little wonder they have really been putting it in this round one clash. If this is what we're going to have all season from the National Premier League's women's competition, then sign me up. As Paige Taylor nearly took out her coach then. That won't help her in her mid-season performance review, you wouldn't have thought. No harm done though, as the ball cannoned off the back of the dugout. Fryer had to be quick there because Andahar was closing rapidly. Kitano goes round her opposite number, Askin, and came back for a second. And Askin just gives her a little push and says, "You're not getting past me a second time." Habuda does well, gets into a dangerous position. Function of the shin pad or something. Farmer gets ahead to the ball. It was an optimistic cross, but Farmer was alert, but so was Holly van der Zee. Wasn't a clean header by any stretch of your imagination, but van der Zee did well. Forsyth hasn't had a great chay against Andahar, but did well there. And Forsyth looked a little bit miffed that that could have gone against her, that throw-in decision, but it was a good decision from the referee, the correct decision, as Andahar got her body in the way of Forsyth. McGilvray with the smile as she headed the ball out. The smile was not replicated on the face of Joy Forsyth, I can tell you. Game has really settled. It's been high-octane stuff here at Heath Park in round one of the National Premier League's Women's Queensland competition. Ball inside towards Andahar. Fryer, untidily, by any means necessary, managed to bundle that ball out. Never really sat for her, did it? That ball. And it's out from that far side of the field, midway into the attacking half for Eastern Suburbs. Nice touch by Amos. She's already got a double today. It's been quieter in this second half, but linking up play well. Coyne. Nice touch from Maggio, and Coyne was ambitious to beat Casavina from there. Safina with the goal kick, goes straight up the middle. Came off the knee of Fowler. Lambie. Jade Lowe. Can only find Lambie again. It's fallen for Maggio. Maggio might fancy her chances here, but her options were closed down by Farmer. And then Forsyth did well. Safety first, hammering that ball out before Tessa Andahar could get there. Gonna have a substitution. Kirsten McGilvray, who actually races off again. That's not in keeping with the new regulations. She's meant to leave by the quickest avenue necessary. It'll take some getting used to that. I think the referee has decided that he's fighting a losing battle in situations when the player is taking off at full pelt, and you can't say that she was trying to waste time. She set off at one hell of a lick to get off the field. Chloe Burns is her replacement. Andahar let the ball do the work, but it's hammered clear by Eloise Fryer. How many times have we said that today? Habuda can't keep possession. It's helped upfield by Oshima. Oshima's now going to close down Habuda, but Habuda's going to play a lovely ball forward towards Paige Taylor. Paige Taylor's got goal side of Lauren Askin. Has to cut back though, cuts back a second time. There's two Eastern Suburbs players there. And in the end, it was Lauren Askin who did the necessary work getting back. Excellent work. Tokunaga was back there as well. That's exceptional football from East Gold Coast United. Habuda with a lovely pinpoint pass, a slide rule pass in between the two centre-backs for Taylor to run onto. She can't add to her tally tonight, Paige Taylor, having scored Gold Coast United's second in the 18th minute, but actually put Gold Coast United 2-0 up for Georgina Amos, struck twice. Kitano, was a solid collision and there's players down and bit of a cry. This doesn't look all that tidy for Kitano. Oshima as well. Could hear the cry of anguish from up here. Oshima is up on her feet, limping away. So's Kitano. She's taken the shin pad off. That's never a good sign, but she's making her way off the field with some alacrity, and she's going to get some magic spray, which will no doubt help. It's been a war of attrition in this first match of the National Premier League's women's season. Under 15 minutes remaining in it. It's still 2-0. I promised there would be more goals in this game, and it's not been from a lack of trying. Had a wonderful save from Casafina. Eloise Fryer heads that ball clear, only as far as Zoe Lambie, who shows lovely skill but can't get the ball past 16-year-old Charlie Farmer. Hayashi. Gold Coast a player down. They lost their way a little bit when it happened that Deanna Thompson was off the field. What can they do here to negate the impact? Keeping the ball would be a help, and Chloe Burns has done that, although slightly overran it. It's going to be Oshima, who certainly has come off better in that collision. Or it's given away there by Tokunaga. Mopped up though at the back